Welcome back. Finally? Not finally.
It's been 2 weeks.
Welcome back to the usual rigmarole in the
Rev Report shed.
In the Rev Report studio.
Sorry.
Studio. We're back for Series 1, Episode 3. I say every time, we're still going strong. We will probably all still be going strong, even if we're not going strong, because I'll say it anyway at the start of every episode.
Cancel ourselves.
Anyway, let's let the music play.
So, have you got any exciting car news? I can ask you this time.
What do you mean? I mean, most of this episode is, as you probably would have guessed in the title.
Or is it something clickbaity?
I'll probably do something clickbaity. But yes, I have bought a new car, which is insanely exciting. I have also sold 2 cars as well, which I think I touched on in a previous episode, didn't I? Yeah, I think. Should we get onto that afterwards in a second?
Okay.
Before, after, you tell us what you've been up to. Have you been up to anything exciting?
Not massively. I replaced the air oil separator on my car because that was beginning to go.
So what is that?
It's a little valve.
It says on the tin.
Yeah, but it's a little valve that separates the oil from the air in my engine. So it's part of the intake system of anything. That any blow-by you might get, as you do with any engine, any blow-by will bring oil through part of his cylinder.
To recap, this is Ewan's car.
There it is. So
is that a Porsche specific thing, or
every car will have one?
Right.
As far as I'm obviously aware.
Right.
But yeah, in this instance, they're known as being a bit of a failure point.
Yeah.
Because it's separated with a rubber membrane. Obviously, rubber doesn't get on very well with oil, so to have it for something that separates oil from things, it's a bit of a silly idea.
Yeah.
But basically, I was beginning to go. I replaced it, and it's been fine since then. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was quoted about £1.8 to do it by garage, and I didn't pay that. So I bought the part for £100 and did it myself.
Got a quoted too much, did it myself.
Yeah, there are some jobs I go, you know what, just go for it. But as I wasn't in a rush and I knew it was only about a 2-hour job, I was like, I am not paying it.
What happens if that does go eventually? Like, what's the worst that can happen if you leave it?
It could be semi-detrimental to the engine. It's not great if it does go, because oil gets in places where it shouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was because the
smoky on startup and stuff.
Well,
like
yeah,
that,
it would have a bit of like, I suppose. It wasn't really that smoke because it was only just beginning to go. The only reason that we knew was because they had a very small leak coming from the mass airflow sensor, which is the lowest point of the intake system on the car.
Yeah, of course.
And that's at the very, very back of the engine. Whereas the AOS is at the very front.
Yeah.
So the thing that was having an issue at the very front was dragging oil all the way around the back of the intake system, then dropping it. So then it was only when the poor specialist, he said to me...
Do you want to try and move your mic pointing upwards a little bit?
So the poor specialist said to me, he was like, that leak is coming from this. Yeah. But I wouldn't have known that if he didn't tell me, to be fair, because it was on the other side of the engine.
I suppose, like, with that, because... Actually, I don't want to preempt what I'm about to say, but I would like to go to potentially a specialist because there are a few things that I've noticed that, like, I mean, probably really minor and don't really affect the drive of this new car that I bought. But I bet that if I said to him, "Oh, this is what's wrong with it. This is going on," he'd be like, "Oh, this is because of this," or "This is because of that," or
no,
it's like probably an early sign of something else to happen.
Yeah. Well.
But, yeah.
So the guy I go to is called Chris Denning. He's really, really good. And yeah, he did my service recently, and that's when he noticed that other bit was wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just like, he was like, if you want to do it yourself, I'd just recommend doing X, Y, and Z to make the job a bit easier.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, he's great. I can't fault him.
You were saying that the AOS.
Yeah.
needs a special tool you have to take off the manifold or something, but
yeah. So
don't.
if you were to do it as a Porsche specialist or dealer, they as a specialist they give you like a way of doing everything. So they say to take out that part I replaced. You had to take out the entire intake manifold. You had to take out all these other bits and pieces as well, and obviously the gaskets and other bits have to be replaced as part of that, as you should anyway. But all of that was fine with my car. So when I looked online, people were like, well, if you just move some of these hoses out of the way, you can just wiggle it out.
See, there's a lot to be said for those online forum stuff, I think, isn't there?
Yeah,
but obviously take it with a pinch of salt.
Well, exactly. It's like
the amount of stuff that you see on there. Sorry, just 1 second. That there's a lot of obviously part of a few the UK car groups on Reddit and stuff like that. And there was one post that I saw this morning that was it was a photo of a dashboard and it had an engine check light and an ABS light, and it just was a photo of those two lights. No, engine check light and a dip beam light or something. And it was like, what are these two lights? How do I fix it? It's like one of them's a low beam.
They have to be rage baiting for that. I think they have to be trying to pull your leg. They're trying to get a reaction. But also some people are pretty thick. So
but then also all the comments were like, oh yeah, because your first port of call with a random engine light that means check your engine. You'd go to a forum to ask the keyboard warriors what they think.
Yeah.
Because which retired mechanic in their bedroom is going to be able to figure out.
No retired mechanic is using Reddit.
No, I don't know, but
it's going to be some 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Little whatever, but yeah, I had to look through some of the forums because I'm on specific ones for my car and engine as well. So, and there's probably about once or twice a week you see people saying AOS has gone. What do you recommend?
Yeah,
it's one of those common issues. So
I've joined the same thing for
your car,
car.
And it's all the same issues keep on coming up.
So, I mean, I'll get onto it in a second. Well, actually, shall I just go ahead and...
why not? Crack on.
Basically, I bought a Porsche 955 Cayenne, and it is...
Cayenne?
I don't want to let Greta hear me say this, but it is the best thing that I bought ever. It's so good. On the topic of looking at forums...
Yeah, you see all the same issues.
There are, I didn't really notice a particular issue, and someone flagged it up on their post, and I thought, actually, that's happening with me as well. But yeah.
I suppose at 150,000 miles, you're going to have almost all of the common ones.
So yeah, there's some. So basically, the thing is, when I say I suppose because people don't know what the price is. I mean, obviously, I haven't bought it to go, oh look, I've got this car, because obviously I'd be buying the wrong car for that. But also at the same time, when I tell people how much I paid for it, they're like, oh. It seems like they're not as impressed by it.
No, well, yeah.
But yeah, because it was the bargain price of £2,220, which I think is the bargain of the century.
Because I think people hear Porsche and think, luxury brand. Yeah. That's got to be, even for an older car, that's got to be, expensive.
Well, even my dad's he keeps saying to me, oh god, I keep thinking, oh god, why have you gone and bought a Porsche for? Oh my god.
And then I remember it's only $2,000.
Yeah.
the worst thing that can happen, even if it all goes up in flames, is you lost £2,000.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. We were there because obviously, so these cars are renowned for bore scoring, like the 987, but the 2.9, the 2.7 version, right? And then because of the alu, is the 2.7 coated with alusil or is it Lucassil?
I don't know.
Because there's alusil coating and Lucassil coating. I can't remember which is which actually, but they are both prone to. It's the coating that goes on the inside of the bore, inside the engine, and both those different coatings are prone to bore scoring. But one of them is more prone, and the one that's less prone was the one that they used on all the turbo variants. So apparently the turbo models are
more reliable,
less prone to bore scoring.
Yeah. Well, that was like mine, because mine being the standard Cayman is renowned for not having that issue, whereas the Cayman S is renowned for having the issue, which is why I didn't go for the S, because it's my daily driver and I do lots of short trips. So I was like, I'd ruin that engine if I did.
I mean, in a similar kind of way. I mean, I'm nowhere near as logical and sensible as you when buying cars. I just kind of.
Well, if you were, you would have got the turbo.
But So I was trying to weigh out which. Apparently, the turbos have their own problems as well. In addition,
Well, yeah, there's more things to go wrong.
So,
with the turbo
exactly.
engine, I suppose.
and that there's a turbo there as well.
And it's cool.
But
there are
apparently-
hives.
Well, yeah. But apparently, the turbos just leave the chat like at a moment's notice. And they're
Oh,
just not-
really?
yeah.
They
apparently.
just.
So yeah, and that's what my garage who I took my Golf to, who did the gearbox. I said, "Oh, I'm thinking of buying something a bit more grown up, really." And he said, "Oh, you know, he was excited, and we were chatting about the KNs for a bit." And well, actually, I initially told him that I was going to buy a VW Touareg V10, but then
And
I
then he
saw.
said, "Don't be stupid."
Well, no, he actually said that's the opposite of what he said. He actually
No
said,
way.
"Don't be stupid buying the Porsche," because he said that those V10 engines are bulletproof, but it's any maintenance that you've got to do is like basically engine out,
Yeah.
virtually anything. And I would.
No, I saw that was like a service was like $5,000 because you got to take the engine out for it.
Yeah, it's like
And
yeah,
it just
like
makes
20 hours of labour before
it
you
makes a
repair
car that's worth $5,000 worthless
yeah,
if
yeah,
the service
yeah.
it.
Costs
Because
the same as
you
the
don't
car.
want to spend, the car money on the service.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I know you could say that about like any service because my recent one cost me £800. You could technically buy a car for that, but it's like it's not the same value as the car. Though.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. But I mean, there's a certain level of write-offiness with the car I had before, with the Golf,
yes,
because obviously it's so low value that
it doesn't
any
really
work
matter
that you do on it is going to cost at least.
the value of the car.
I had 2 or 3 bills when I took it into the garage, and I came out of the garage, and it was like $1,000 or plus.
Yeah,
So
and it's like half. The
it's
value
like,
of the car,
is that really worth it? But
Mm.
it's kind of.
Well, it's better than it's good to keep them going. When
If
you
it was a
can.
Nissan Micro, then it wouldn't be
you'd
worth
like,
it.
no.
But as it's it's the nature of the car. Isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
It's all
Yes.
swings and roundabouts.
But no, that's when you said you were looking at the V10s, I was like, done. I was like, of all the silly ideas you've ever had, that is
What?
the silliest.
I mean, and
And then you said
we were
about,
talking about
and then
it.
you said about the W12, and that blew that one out of the water.
Yeah.
So
But I can't. I mean, those W12s. It's so the actual model name is the R60, which. So the VW Touareg, they did a. I think they put like 7 different engines in that car, didn't they?
yeah, I did see something they did a lot. But yeah, that
But
one is the W12 from the Bentleys, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because twin turbo, or is it only the Bentleys that are twin turbo?
I think it's naturally aspirated.
Okay.
But yeah, 6 litre.
Mm.
That would be it would be gallons to mile rather than miles to
Yeah.
gallon, wouldn't it? But so they do the normal V10, which they were about I don't know, $3,000-ish for like
Like a decent
20 years old and 130 to
Okay,
150,000
not
miles. And then you've got the R50, which is the special version. Like I suppose
Oh, and that's the one that's like 18 to 20 grand, isn't it? Is that the one you showed me the other day?
they're about 12 to 14ish,
Okay.
but there aren't many at all going up for sale. But the R50 is the one that like a collector would get or something like that. Because it's got that's the designated
That's like
special
the best
version
one,
with the
basically.
V10 in it. And
Yeah.
then the next level up from that then is the R60, which has the 6 litre W12.
I see.
But yeah, so because of all the headaches that I've seen online, and actually Taylor Hetherington, you don't follow them online, do you? But he basically the Auto Alex trio have went on an off-road adventure, and in their preparation videos I saw what a nightmare it was to do all the maintenance that he's been doing on his Touareg, albeit his was like on 260,000 miles or something, and very
They have all
rusty
that
and-
maintenance yet to come.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know whether I would keep it for that long. Anyway, I don't know. I mean,
I need to
I haven't got
service
to worry
every
about
1 or
that.
2 years, so
Yeah.
unless you want to keep it for 6 months,
Yeah, true.
I think
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
you know,
I see what you mean.
and then
Yeah.
you would want to buy a car that needs a service almost immediately after the
I mean, a service doesn't require engine out, but it's still pretty.
labour intensive,
Yeah.
expensive.
But yeah, so then fast forward a few dreams later, and I decided I'd go for a KN, a V8 KN, and that was my criteria. Well, 955 V8 KN was my criteria. So the options are not the V6, which obviously is the standard KN, the non-S, which is the VR6 from Volkswagen.
Oh, okay. So it's all under one cylinder head.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty boring boring looking engine as well compared to mine. Mine is pretty sexy.
Well, they all look the same because they've all
Yeah.
just got like a plastic cover over them. But yours doesn't have too much, does it?
No, mine. Actually, have you even seen it at the bottom?
I think.
I don't think.
You showed me. No, I was more looking at the lights and how they didn't fit properly.
All right. Well,
Then I had a phone call, so I was then distracted. I've not really seen
yeah, it was me going. Can you ring you and so you just stop picking holes in my car? No, the list is getting. The list is
longer.
slowly.
Every time I see you, the list gets longer of the things that need fixing. But
As if
they're
I
not
don't
things
find
that are
issues
wrong
myself
with it.
already enough anyway.
It's
Yeah, they're
just
cosmetic
need,
stuff.
they need rectifying, but
Yeah,
there's nothing
it's like-
wrong with it.
Yeah. It's
The quirks,
features,
yeah,
quirks,
it's
yeah.
personality.
Yeah,
It's,
Patina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
yeah.
Mechanical patina, maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll go through all that in a second. But
There's a
yeah,
long
no.
list.
Actually, the engine, all the engines are. You've got the standard covers on that you have on cars covering like the washer bottles and stuff like that around the side.
But yeah, it's
and
got
the
open in
front,
the middle,
but
isn't
you've
it?
got a massive, just openness, just with a view of the engine, which is awesome. And you've got all the intake plenum looks wicked on the top of mine because you can see all the the bits, the intake pipes going across. But yeah, I think so basically I had V8. If I was looking at V8 955 KN because that was kind of in my budget. I probably could have gone for a V6 957, which is the generation up, but I didn't want a VR6. So the options are KNS, KN Turbo, or KN Turbo S. Now, the KNS does about 340 horsepower, and it's the most kind of, if you haven't got bore scoring, it tends to be the most kind of reliable. I think there's a very negligible difference between the different models of reliability, in terms of reliability, I mean. But then the next step up is the KN Turbo, which is it's single turbo, 4.5 litre V8. Probably a slightly better economy actually, if it's turbo, maybe.
Not necessarily. I don't know.
But anyway, I'm
Is
so
it,
stunned by the economy.
I don't
on mine,
think the turbo would make it that much of a difference because it's still a 4.1 litre V8.
Yeah, 4.5.
It's still going to be bad.
And it's pushing out 460 brakes.
It's like
or something
to
ridiculous.
a point, like a car with like 110 horsepower on a motorway journey might potentially get worse economy than like a car with 150 because it has to work harder for that. But once you go past that realm, the more power a car has, generally it just does worse NPG.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that works with 300 or 400 horsepower.
It'd be
cars.
interesting to do a test though. I mean, yeah, it might be like
it's
1 or
going to
2
be bad,
MPG or something.
worse, and even worse for the
Yeah.
S, the normal, or the S, the turbo, and the turbo S. It's just bad, worse, shocking.
Yeah, good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad, the worse, and the
even worse. Yeah.
But so the Turbo S was like kind of a bit out of my price bracket. So then that's twin turbo, and that produces a stonking 520 horsepower, which is insane. And that does.
That is for the time. That is. Really good
Exactly.
Well,
Well,
you should forget the
obviously
20-year-old cars
because that car was the car that made Porsche.
Hmm.
I was nearly going to quote.
Well, it's like the reason they're still around today, and the same with like the Boxster kept them going in like the early or like the mid 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing. I thought the Boxster was the car that kept.
Well, so
Porsche
the
alive.
so it was in the 90s, like in the when
late
it was
90s, early
like the late
2000s.
90s. That's the Boxster did it, and then after that they released the KN,
Which really,
and that really boosted them then because people would only buy a Boxster if they wanted like a sports car, whereas like anyone that wants like a more practical car.
I suppose that suddenly opened up the market to people who weren't necessarily into Porsches before.
Well, exactly. Someone that didn't want a driver's car, they wanted like a utility vehicle.
And then they thought, oh, but I get a Porsche badge, and that's
exactly.
Cool.
So, which is the thing behind every other SUV that's followed since, really.
Yeah.
Even the Lamborghini ones now, and the Ferrari ones, and.
I just, it's so.
I don't fully see the points.
Thinking of those cars and the money that you paid for them. Obviously, I know that my car's 20.
Worse.
20, about 20 years old. Coming up 20, 21 years old. But I just don't understand how. I mean, I do.
It's because yours doesn't
I'm being
have a Ferrari
pedantic.
badge.
But how, like the amount of machinery you can get for £2,000.
But when your car was new, it would have been worth like 50 or 60k, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
But
like,
so then it probably isn't far off the price of a new Cayenne nowadays. Like, if you buy a Cayenne nowadays with the same kit that yours has, you're probably going to spend about 50 or 60k.
Well, they're now like 70, 80 ish. The new ones now.
What, even as like a base trim?
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously you've got inflation and all that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I suppose you can't really compare it to those cars of that higher ilk.
No.
But
that'd be like me saying, well, I'm mid-engine rear-wheel drive. I've basically got a Ferrari. Why is my car not worth 150 grand?
I mean, I'd be saying that. But like, it's a lot of car for the money.
It is, yeah.
Like,
for
it's
£2
a hell of a lot of car for the money. And like, it's just little enough that I don't. If I was paying like 10 grand for the same car, and I knew that it was potentially going to be worthless in a year and a half,
well, that's
2 years.
why these cars are so cheap.
But
I suppose these cars, because these cars have reached the floor in their value.
Yeah.
Because servicing is effectively more than the car is worth, same as those Volkswagens.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll within the first year of ownership, you're probably going to spend double.
Well, I think the other Tuaregs that aren't the V10 probably hold up the value a little bit more.
But it's just because the maintenance is so. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like because the maintenance is so expensive, it makes the cars worth less because people don't want to deal with it.
100%. Yeah.
But whereas if you're someone like yourself that is happy to deal with those costs and get a
car at the same time. I know
you can do some bits yourself, but there are certain jobs you don't want to do yourself.
But also I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that I am able to do a lot of jobs myself, and obviously, like you were saying earlier with yours, if I'm in a position to go, I'll just give it to a garage and be done with it, then I probably will. But if I'm in a pinch, I know that I can just I'll just have to do it myself. That's fine.
No,
I can.
Well, it's like me with the thing I did literally this weekend. I was going to £1,400 for it all, with like parts of labour and everything else, and it was more labour cost than anything. But it's because it's such a faff of a job. But the fact I could do it myself, I saved myself £1,300. So
yeah. I mean,
it's like if you're confident to do things like that, then that's the way. But the thing is, even things like tyres, like a set of 4 tyres for my car is like £600.
Yeah,
and yours will be more because they're bigger.
Well, yeah.
Unless you go to one of the dodgy ones.
Actually, I found some off-road. A set of 4 off-road tyres for £520.
So but then by the time you would either pick them up, but if you pick them up, that's
it'd probably be another £100 to get.
Yeah, I was going to say that's at least £50 of fuel, and then to get them fitted. So you're around the 600 and something odd mark anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's.
But it is like relatively. Do you have a spare wheel, spare tyre, or are they like it's got the gunk in it?
Yeah, it's got the gunky.
If you're gonna.
But you can buy sets of like 4x4 wheels.
I was going to say, if you want to do a bit of off-roading with it, you might want to consider getting it.
Yeah, I'd have to get I think I'd want to get a rear boot rack thing, but I think they go into the tow hitch thing. But yeah, so basically, how this particular car came about, I messaged my other mate. Do you want to just come up? I mean, I don't want to admit it, but I knew I wanted one of these cars, and obviously buying a car of this ilk, you can't go around to a showroom and go and have a look at a couple.
Yeah. So
obviously you've got to the only solution to that is just be really cheeky and just pretend that you are interested in cars. Yeah. Which I don't think I've ever done before, but that was my intention basically. As much as I hate to admit it, I would just basically wanted to go up in tyre kick, and I wanted to see this car. And at the time, I was only looking at this one and another one on Facebook Marketplace, Old Faithful. And I got there, had a look around the car. I mean, interior is in really good nick. I mean, to be fair, it's really good.
To be fair, apart from the water in the footwell and the screws in the back of the seat.
I mean, yes, okay, but it's 20 years old. So
no,
I think
the screws in the back of the seat, but I think the fact that they
basically shut up.
Leaks, but
it's good. It's good.
It's good. But other than those, it is good.
Well, maybe not quite other than those. There are quite a few other little tiny.
Oh yeah, the indicator doesn't go on full beam.
But yeah, I'll reel through those in a second. But we might run out of time. But yeah, no, it's all on my list to get done, and so you know,
but even then, they're all only like little.
I'm just going to do it over like 6 months.
Yeah,
and in 6 months' time, it'll be hunky dory.
Well, it keeps you busy. Keeps you out of trouble.
Very busy, yeah. But yeah, so I went up there 2 or 3 weekends ago, and had a chat with this guy. He was a really nice guy, really honest and upfront, and telling me all about the car and everything that he knew about it and all that. And then I went back home, and no, I didn't know. So I stayed there. I rang my dad for some moral support, and I thought I was kind of thinking, right, if he says, but basically I'd seen it. My heart had fallen in love with it, but my head was going, is this actually a good idea?
It's because you were using your head.
Not much.
Don't do that very often.
Not much, unless I'm using it to like hammer something in.
Bashing your head against the wall after yet another purchase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so I rang him up. He was like, "Oh, go on then." I sold it to him. I was like, "Oh, it's got this and it's got that and it's really cool and it's got this." And yeah, I basically said, he said, "Yeah, all right, go on, man, do it." Oh, how exciting!
It was like, what if you got to lose in a way?
So I gave the guy £100 cash to keep it, and then we went up the next weekend. So obviously my dad wasn't with me the previous weekend, so I brought my dad up this weekend to go and get it. I did want to like double check and make sure, you know, have a look around the car and all that. But yeah, basically, long story short, came away with a wicked car. Now, talking about the issues.
Oh yeah, have you got a list, or do you know them off the top of your head?
So I'm going to reel them off the top of my head. I might forget some, but you can.
It is that long.
You can chime in. I mean, it's not that long.
Oh,
considering the car. Like no, but considering the age. But anyway, so basically the first issues that I noticed when I was buying the car, I knew of when I bought the car, were the indicator was out, the passenger footwell is very damp, like swimming pool wet.
Yeah.
And that is I knew that was a common issue of these cars, but I mean that doesn't excuse it. But yeah, anyway, I knew that I'd have a moral support group if I needed one online. And then
the oil leak that was on my dad's driveway.
That doesn't really seem to exist anymore. I mean, it's like.
Should look on our drive.
well, yeah.
But did you speak about that today? It's got rid of 95% of it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I had to mention it.
But yeah, no, the things that were wrong with it when I saw. Oh yeah, that's right. So the driver door doesn't go down, but he gave me a new window regulator and other bits that was in the boot, so I need to fix that. The main beam flasher thingy doesn't work. Like the lights work, but you couldn't flash.
Can you put your main beam on the tool if you push it the other way?
No. So that's a stalk issue apparently, hopefully, and there's a new stalk in the back, and the bonnet release catch on the inside didn't work, which I now have done a bit more looking into. I think I need a new cable. For that handle on the inside, I looked up from a proper from Porsche.
Yeah.
They want £40 for it.
Yeah.
£40 for the handle.
Yeah, you found
ridiculous.
It's the Porsche tax. We told you about this.
So when
we had a lovely guest last week, or last episode, we both said we have Porsches. Prepare yourself for the Porsche tax.
Yes.
We have it on video as well. You can bring up a clip if you want, but
no, I don't want.
But yeah, so anything that would usually cost £5 for a normal car is 40.
Yes, and that is becoming blatantly obvious. Yes. So I've contacted 4 people who are breaking a Porsche Cayenne, and they got back to me and said for the cable. So I need the cable as well. I think because
I bet the cable's worth some money as well.
But one person said £50 for both, which I think is all right.
Okay.
And another person said he's getting back to me whether the interior handle is black or not in the one that he's got.
Okay.
So I think 40, £50. I think.
Well, it's not bad if it was probably £40 for the handle and another 40 for the cable.
Probably,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So which I'm quite happy with.
Well, that's the thing. You can be smart with these things.
So the first thing I tried to fix was the indicator, because the indicator was another thing, but I assumed that was just a bulb. So I went to go and get a bulb. I took the headlight out, which is pretty funky, I think. The headlight.
It is, yeah, because you've got like that Allen key tool.
Just kind of, yeah. Yeah, and it turned
more than
out
a bulb.
Yeah,
There
it
was
turned out the
something
bulb was
there.
perfectly fine, and actually it was
the wiring loom,
the wiring loom. It's only like a section of wire
which is good.
with a plug on each end like that, and it's easily replaceable, and it's only £12.
Yeah, when you said wiring loom, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh no. I was like, right, this car's now worthless. But when you said it was only a small section, I genuinely, I was so
went
happy
down
for you.
from
No, I was so
250.
happy for you. I was like, oh thank god.
Yeah, no, but you can like if you take out the light, you can see like all the cables are perished and stuff. So that's coming in the post. The washer bottle as well, also.
Oh yeah.
That's cracked. So
Have you got a new one on the way?
I bought some solvent cement on the way.
They're only 15 quid for a new thing.
So-
while it was open, you might as well just put in a new bottle.
Well, maybe, but I thought if I
How
could
much is
fix
the
it, I'd be
solvent
more
cement?
satisfied with myself. It was 15 quid. No, it wasn't.
I was going to say, if it was 15 quid, I would have.
No, it was 2 quid or something. So,
Okay, but it's more just the time, because it's just a faff to get to, isn't it?
I mean, to be honest, I think after I'm going on holiday next week, so I won't be able to sort it until like a couple of weeks' time. But I'll be in a position that I can just take the washer bottle out. I can leave the car apart for a few days. If I do need a new washer bottle, then
You'll just order.
But I'm happy with the fact that I can try and repair it.
Yeah, you can save at least
It does hold
£13.
some. It does hold a lot of water.
Yeah. No,
So
if your whole
it's not
purchase, I think you'll remember this £13 that you say.
And I'll put the old washer bottle on the wall or something.
Yes, you would.
Next.
Would.
Yeah. But yeah, I think next week we should try and go for a drive in and try and incorporate that into the episode somehow.
That'd be a bit of fun. Don't distract us from the rest of the list.
Valves.
Valves.
Valves?
The valves on the gearbox.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah,
That's
so,
a big thing. You can't forget about this.
Yeah, so that leads me on to the issue that I was on about earlier, which I didn't really acknowledge until I read it on someone else's Facebook post. But basically I've self-diagnosed that I think my valve body is sort of on its way out. Very early stages, albeit, because going down from 5th to 4th is very aggressive under load, or if you're up a hill, or so if there's a lot of weight on the car,
on the axle, pretty
or
much.
if you're like on the gearbox.
Yeah,
So you'd be like in gear, and then it's like clunk down to the next gear. And that happens if you're going up a hill, or if you're accelerating really hard. And then it kicks down to allow you to go speed off. And it does judder quite hard. So I think that's the valve body. I can get a refurb one from China for like 250 quid. You can get a proper one that's probably a bit more reliable for about 750.
I was going to say, I saw
like
an official Porsche refurbed one for 700 quid.
I mean, that's probably what I'd do, I think.
Because these cars, they don't like
you
parts
can't
that aren't German.
Yeah.
Because like even when I did my math sensor, I was like, there's one for like 120. That's like a Bosch one.
Yeah.
No, the other one was like 80 quid. So I was like, I'll try the 80 quid one. It threw it out. I didn't like it. So I had to go back to the old one.
It's like buying non-HP inks for a HP printer.
Yeah, and then I put in like a German one, and then it was like, oh, it's fine now.
Yeah.
They're obviously just racist. It's programming.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for something as important as valve, because if that goes, your whole gearbox is gone.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a job like that, you've got to do it properly. Because you can get the individual valves, but they're like 70 quid each.
So alternately, you can get like a rebuild kit or a refurb kit for these. So I think once I don't think I need to replace the valve body for another at least 6 to 8 months, because by what I'm reading, like there are people who've been driving their cars for like the last year or two with this issue, and it seems a lot worse.
It's just you don't know what it's doing to the gearbox inside, though.
Yeah.
Like it's the sort of thing the washer bottles and stuff like that can wait.
Yeah.
Compared to this, I feel like that's quite important. Having your gears working properly.
I mean, like
I know that it works.
95% of the time, it's completely smooth.
Yeah, it's just you don't want to ruin the splines or 4th or 5th gear.
But the gearbox itself is actually cheaper than the actual valve body.
Would a gearbox come with? Yeah,
so
but
I wouldn't.
If you could get a gearbox with a valve body?
I haven't done enough research, but I think it wouldn't make sense considering the prices of the valve bodies compared to the price of the gearbox. But I'm not sure if the valve body is inside the gearbox, inside the transmission oil thing that holds all the.
So it's inside the casing.
So I don't know, but yeah, I'm in the next few weeks. I'm going to do a gearbox service anyway. Hopefully that'll make things a bit better. I have seen some posts online saying that does fix the issue that they had.
Okay. Well, it's like with mine. They said like reverse gear was binding a bit, so just put in like a slightly thicker oil and it should sort it.
Yeah.
Still yet to do that, but that's on my list.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there is another thing as well that I didn't notice until reading the post. Is I think I might have very, very acute throttle pedal bite back. I think it's called. So normally, when the car's hot, it'll pull off from traffic lights or from a standstill in second gear. But when it pulls off, when I've just started the car and the car's cold, it'll start from pull off from from first, and going from first into second, there's like a little. It feels like a little scratch. I can feel the feedback in the accelerator pedal. So I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe there'll be loads of comments now saying, "Oh my god, your car's absolutely." But anyway, we've been rambling on enough about my car because we've got another awesome segment to get onto. We'll talk about my car more because no doubt there'll be.
Was that it as far as the list of things wrong with it goes?
I don't know whether I'm subconsciously trying to skip over it. I can't think
thought there
of.
were more. We'll come back to that. I think.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see if any come to us.
I'm trying to think now.
I know I sent some on the list. Can I have a look?
I went when I did take. I tried to fix the indicator. I pulled the light out, and then I put the light back in because I thought, okay, I'll just fix it end of the day when I've got the new, and now none of my left-hand lights work.
Oh yeah, that was one of them.
But I'm pretty sure that's it. I think that's it for now.
Rear parking sensors.
Oh yeah.
They have a mind of their own. They either
They just don't work now.
Oh, they completely.
Actually, the day I got it, they did work, and then unless they like happened to coincidentally beep at the same time that I was reversing close to something.
Maybe they
worked.
would. I don't know.
I was showing, reversing on the driveway the other day, and I was showing my brother who was in the back of the car, and I was like, "Oh, look, the light's on the roof." It's got like light indicators to tell you how close you are to something.
And you hit.
And then I hit the car that was behind. Oops.
And then there was the what else was it? Because it was the parking sensors, and then there was one other thing that I just saw on the list that I've now forgotten. Oh yeah, the as well as the left headlight that was loose before, the fog light down there as well.
Oh, I mean, I'm not really counting that as an issue.
That's an issue. That is technically an issue. It's not how it should be, so that's an issue.
Yeah. It looks alright. It's fine.
Yeah, it's nice when it jiggles around. It's nice and distracting.
I'm not going to invite you back. You're not going back. I'm just going to.
I do like the car, but it's also quite funny to pickle, isn't it? I've enjoyed my time in it. I won't be allowed back in it now. But
sorry, there was a lot. Goodbye.
Sorry.
I'm off.
Actually, they do lock a bit funny, don't they? It's hard to unlock it. That is another thing. You struggled when we saw Kyle. You were struggling to unlock it before. It was locked while we were in the pub, and then when you were trying to unlock it, it unlocked your door. Well, it unlocked the rear door.
Oh no, I think that's just because I was being a buffoon with the key.
Oh,
genuinely, like that.
I thought that was an issue.
No, that's an issue with me. That is.
Oh, okay, that's just mental. That's fine. We can't fix that though.
Just cognitive failure.
Frontal lobe is just disintegrating.
Because of all the other issues that you keep banging on about.
Look, as for the segment, I'm just trying to do my best for the podcast, and it's funny.
Arguably.
Yes.
Subjective. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, now that we've been rambling on about that car, I mean, it is awesome. And it is
great.
a ramble.
It might not come across in the video, but I do really like it, and I'm pleased for you.
I'm glad you said that.
But I'm also enjoying myself.
Anyway, moving swiftly on to the next segment. Now, I think I've done really well at this segment. Basically, we did it in the previous episode last year in the pilot season, but today I've set us both the challenge of coming up with
the dream 100k garage.
Yes, and so we need to imagining that we're need to be thinking semi-realistically with the added factor that we are imagining that we're 30.
So likely have kids, have a house. So
potentially,
you've got a mortgage to pay for. You've probably not thought of that. But mortgage to pay for, kids.
But then you've got 100k to spend on cars. So
well, you're obviously doing the right for yourself, or you could just be irresponsible.
I mean, yeah, both.
So it's. But yeah, I think I've done okay.
I think I've probably done. I think I've pulled it out the bag with the car choices. I think half of the car choices would probably need another 100k each to maintain, potentially. But we'll gloss over that. That doesn't matter. That wasn't in the. That wasn't. In the,
maintenance
criteria.
It was just to buy. So
But yeah, so I will start from cheapest to.
So you've got more cars than me. So if we alternate it'll work out quite well.
Well, shall I go? I'll go for. I'll say 2 of mine now.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then you can say because you've only got.
I've only got 2. Because when you got when you got kids and a family and probably a dog and everything like that, you don't have time to faff around with too many cars.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, but
unless but what if you're single and live alone? You need them to keep you. They need.
Well, then I have 200k.
And then, not with how much this car costs.
But initially, I was thinking, I need to satisfy my Ferrari. Like thirst.
So you got a T-shirt.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but I was thinking first. Right, I'll go for F430. And then I thought, no, actually, I can't really justify spending 70k on one car and then have 30k for the rest. But maybe you can. But we'll find out in a second. But anyway, so my first car, I think I've been after one of these cars for a while anyway. Well, not actively after them, but I think they're on my mind. Audi TT Mark 1 V6 manual.
Oh,
so
yeah, I remember that was your.
You can get these for about $4,000. And it's the VR6 that was in the KN.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that'd be cheaper to maintain the V8, wouldn't it? Because it's just all Volkswagen parts.
Well, yeah. Well, the KN is Volkswagen parts, apart from the engine. But you've got a lot of part sharing.
That's what I mean. It was like the engine, though. Like you can buy engine bits.
Well,
so it's nice and cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I found this particular one. It is in Birmingham, so that's a bit shady.
That's going to be like ragged and whatever else, but
145,000 miles.
Oh, that's not going to last long, is it?
But I mean, I managed to live with 205,000 mile TT. That was a 180.
Yeah, for how long?
Yeah, about 30 miles.
Yeah, I was going to say we spent more time towing it than I think you did driving.
But I think it's a perfect little runaround. Okay, maybe I picked that particular one because it fits into my budget.
You did realise you had 100k to play with, and you bought a £6,000 150,000. You could have got one for like
£4,000.
Is that it? You get one for like 10k with like half a mile.
Yes, but then I wouldn't be able to get.
Is that the F-150 Lite? No, it's no.
No.
From this angle, it's all really drawn out.
Yeah, exactly, and you can fool people and pretend that you've got an F-150
like really squinting.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I think the Mark 1, and I don't laugh at me, don't throw things at me, but I do think that a good example, obviously, is imperative that it's a good example, but I do think they might appreciate it soon.
In 20 years, maybe.
I mean, it's not really an investment car, but it's something. It's like a modern classic, worthy of being in a collection. I think, just about. I think it's a cool coolness, and
I can see it being in someone's collection, but I don't ever seeing it making a profit.
I disagree.
I think it'd be one of the, maybe in like
check back in 10 years.
No, 30 years for that to make a profit.
But I mean,
unless it was like mint.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it would have to be like 10,000 miles or less or something. But then that's going to be ridiculous.
I saw a post the other day. It was a Renault 5 that someone bought as their first car, and ready for them when they passed their test. Yeah. But once they passed it, they moved away. And I think it was like 100 kilometers on it, and it's just been in the shed since the 80s.
Factory fresh.
Yeah, literally, and it still has like the stuff on the seats, everything like that. And it's sad it's never been used.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't know where I stand on that, because I read a post the other day saying, it's such a shame that collectors make these cars so expensive, but actually...
Well, I think, that's because life got in the way for them.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if someone does buy a brand new car and doesn't use it, I think it's a bit of a shame, because but then equally, they spent their money doing it.
But then, I suppose it could be likened to having some sort of ornament on a shelf, but then obviously you can't really do much with an ornament anyway.
No, well, yeah. I think I don't know. It's the sort of thing. A car is something you should buy to enjoy, and I know for some people they think of them as art more than.
I mean, I think you can drive them and enjoy them as art.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I don't.
I think I enjoy doing both in mediation.
Like I saw a Murcielago
moderation
for sale the other day, and that had like 200 miles on the clock as well.
Yeah.
And again, that's a shame because that's such an amazing car.
Yeah.
And obviously, but all the seals or the rubber seals, everything like that, are going to be shot, aren't they? Because they're going to be dry as anything. Give it like an old man's elbow.
Yeah. So my next car then, it's a Porsche Cayenne Turbo S.
Oh, okay.
955. I just think.
So it's like the top one. Did they not do GTS of your version, or was that the one after?
So they did. So the order of the model goes 955, 957, which is the new engine, same look, but slightly newer, and then they do 958, which had a facelift and the same engine as the 957. So the 957 and the 958
had the GTS.
They had the GTS added in, but also that had a 4.8 litre rather than a 4.5.
Oh, so that was like the proper top.
520 horsepower and a top speed of 171 miles per hour. Like
that's good
for that age.
Big
for that
car.
Like what was it, 2.3 tons or something like that? It's, just ridiculous.
That's impressive.
But yeah. So what's your first?
My first one, I'll do my daily driver. I'll save my second one for afterwards. It was a Audi RS4 Avant. It is a 4.2 litre V8.
That's scarily uncanny.
Proper
scarily.
Yeah, but it's a proper dad wagon. This one.
No, I'll tell you why. Because my next car is also an RS4.
Oh no, wait. Well, this one's got a bit of a funky interior, but I don't really mind. But it's £22,990.
That's a garish interior, isn't
it? It is a bit, but it doesn't matter because the kids are going to ruin it anyway. So, and it's leather, so easy wipe, panoramic roof, so that you can distract them. Don't need to be on the phones and the screens.
And also so that's the B8.
I don't know.
I
have no real interest in this car, but for the sake of
what?
Well, it's cool, but I wouldn't want to own one.
But then why is it in the garage?
Well, because in real life, I do like an estate. To be fair, whether I go for an RS4 or an RS6 is another matter. But the RS6 isn't in the price range.
Okay.
And my other car is more important to me.
So you would reverse out over the garage in that, staring at the other car.
Yes.
All the time. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And it's good for towing the other car. The other car is technically road legal, but you wouldn't really want to drive on the road. So it's perfect. It's got roof racks. It's got loads of room. Room for the dog, room for kids, everything else, and you can, like the only thing I wish it had, I suppose, would be like the special sound system. But I can't without that.
That's the other thing with my car. All Bose as well, which is it is really good.
But yeah, that was my one anyway.
Okay.
RS4.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid choice.
I think V8.
Yeah, awesome. That's that
bit of a
4.2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. FSI.
Yeah.
So naturally aspirated, which is nice.
Yeah, decent. Which leads me perfectly on to my next car, which is a Audi RS4 Avant, but the B7, so the previous generation.
Oh, okay.
So it's still 4.2, but
let's have a look.
you can get. I haven't chosen a specific car.
Oh, okay.
But you can get them for around 13, 14 grand-ish.
There's one there for 30.
Oh, that's the new. Oh no, it's not.
No, there's a yellow one.
No, yeah.
It must be special.
I think is that the new one? No, it's not. Is it? No.
Maybe it's just the. But anyway, if it's around that 10k mark.
But so I've classified it probably optimistically as 13,000 in my budget. But yeah, you've got the 4.2 litre FSI V8, which I wonder if it is the same.
It's bound to be the exact same. Maybe
same.
with certain base, like the new one might just have some slightly more efficient
tweaks
bits in it and whatever else to maybe make a smidge more power and make it more economical.
These cars have an issue with the there was like some sort of suspension
what issue at high speed or something?
Dynamic ride control.
Oh, okay.
And that apparently went wrong.
What, dynamic suspension on a car going wrong?
Well, Yeah, exactly.
When like every car ever that has it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the B7 RS4 Advance is another one are in the same category as the V6 in that it could be in a collection of lower value, cars that I don't think
I can see them
value.
maintaining the value. They'll never pick up and like take
off. I'm not
compared to like the first gen. Or was it like the RS2 or whatever it's called? Like that's ridiculous. But it's because there's so few of them and it was made in conjunction with Porsche. Whereas these ones, they were so mass produced.
Yeah.
They're not ever going to get to that level.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, it's still in the same way. It's still cool.
It's still cool. Yeah.
I'd like to. I think the garage that I've curated in this list is something that I'd be very, very happy with if I were to have a choice between all these 6. But yeah. Anyway, I will go on to my next car, which is a.
Wait, you said N3 earlier. Is it a convertible V8 one? That is what you always talk about.
Yes, convertible manual. So if I was going to buy one, if I was going to buy one tomorrow,
it would have to be automatic because it's cheaper.
I don't think I'd mind as much. But if I was thinking about my dream 100k garage, it would be a manual one. And this beautiful. I mean, optimistically again, I've classed it as 20 grand.
How much is it?
22,950.
Oh, so it's basically 23, which is near 25.
Which is nearer to 30, which makes the class as 40. Yeah.
But
yeah, anyway. But yeah, 20 grand for now. But also it's got this lovely tan interior, which is awesome. I think it's what's that red called? It's called something
Melbourne.
Yeah,
red.
Yeah.
I think.
Except I think the Melbourne red is the darker one, like the.
I don't know. It's just red. It's just red.
But anyway,
varnish red.
But yeah, 4-litre NA V8, the last V8 that BMW made. Such an iconic car, a car that is definitely.
Well, the first one they put in an M car anyway. Not to be pedantic, but they have made V8s.
Well, yeah, but like the last,
V8 M3.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, and obviously one of the last naturally aspirated cars that they've done.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, and this one's on 17,000 miles, which is
that's crazy.
Yeah, so
the fact it's only done 17,000, it's only 23 grand. Come on, buy
it. Do it, and then I'd be very jealous. I'd enjoy picking holes in it. Although there probably wouldn't be because this car looks like it's in really
I was going to say, but the fact that's immaculate and it's only 23 grand.
I would give a lot to be able to own one of these cars.
That's wild.
But yeah, so I think the one, if you're going to buy an investment car, the coupes, the E92 seems to be the one that's going to go up in value more.
Is that
the general consensus? So the E90 generation all have the naturally aspirated V8.
Okay.
So the E91
so it's
body
like the
shape,
final generation of that V8 run.
Yeah,
is that the one?
The E90, E9X, sometimes referred to. Yeah. So you've got the E91, which is the estate, which they didn't make the M3 in.
Okay.
You've got the E92, which is the saloon. You've got the E93, which is the convertible.
Right.
And then that's it. So
you're basically saying just the coupe one. Is the one that would be.
Well, the coupe one is the one that you want if you wanted to make sure you're making money and adding value. Going up in value.
Yeah, whereas the one that
actually I think I want the E93 because
to be between the V8 and the exhaust with the roof.
Exactly.
That would be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the coupe ones have the carbon roof, so they wouldn't even have a sunroof, would they?
Yeah.
So
exactly. Shall I? Just because you've got one more car, shall I go for my next one, and then we can do our final cars? Yeah. So my next car, I think, is probably quite sensible. I've gone for 997 Carrera 4S because
nice. You should do a 997.2 if you. That would be ideal because it doesn't have the IMS issues.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be from 2008 onwards, I think, similar to the Caymans, basically, and the other everything.
Okay, so so I've budgeted
but
for
if
the
you've got 100k, if you've got 100k, you could deal with the IMS.
Yeah. But I mean, by the time I'm 30, this one that's 28 grand here will have more miles on it, so it might be 20 grand by then. But anyway, so it's a solid.
They've aged really well.
Yeah, they have the 997, like the 996, the generation before with the eggy headlights.
I think
look so different
specs,
to the 997.
Yeah, in certain specs, I prefer the Eggo.
Yeah, I mean, I like the classic
Um,
look of it.
only in
Right.
very, very specific circumstances, but in certain ones I'm like, that looks really smart, to be fair.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, no,
I mean, I think apart from the 993, the 997 is my favourite looking Porsche.
Yeah, I think it's just that like
911.
late 2010s. Well, obviously my car's from that generation,
Yeah.
the design, and
Yeah.
I prefer the design of my one being more curvy than the new ones.
Mm.
I think the new ones, a lot of people
Yeah.
that I speak to when I'm in work about it, they say that the new ones look too much like an Audi TT.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, 3.8 litre. Yeah, it's a solid. You know,
they're really good cars, reliable.
Yeah, like fairly good all round, and you could easily daily that.
Oh yeah.
So like that'd probably be more closer to a daily than any of the others. I think the TT and the KN are probably just cool things to have. Maybe not driven so much, but
do you want to see a car that's not at all dailyable?
Go on
then. It's a Radical.
Oh.
That's
cool.
It is £79,950.
Yeah.
Only done 1,600 miles. 2019. It's got a 2.3 litre Ford EcoBoost engine, churning out. Obviously, you know, saying that about the engine doesn't sound that special. However, when I tell you the power this thing makes, though.
So Radical. I'm sure that
360 horsepower. Sorry to interrupt. That's what it was. 360 horsepower, which is in a car that's so light.
What does it weigh again?
I couldn't tell you. It doesn't say in the listing.
It's going to be.
It's going to be like
700-800.
It's going to be not much.
Yeah,
it's got like magnesium wheels, got everything. It has indicators.
Get rid of those, don't you? Those.
But yeah, it's like I just thought
awesome,
centre lock wheels with the pin. It's basically just a race machine that just happens to have indicators.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what, you've got your single sensible daily driver, you know, with still a decent engine in it.
I'm pretty sure that you know Wheeler Dealers.
I know
the program. Yeah. So one of those two.
What has he got?
One of the two hosts was replaced by a guy called Ant Anstead, who is one of the co-founders of Radical.
Oh, no way.
Which is a really, although now I say out loud, maybe that's not true because it doesn't sound true. But I'm sure I saw that somewhere. But
it's got Bluetooth, not for a head unit, but for intercom between the passengers because it's too loud. So that's pretty fun. Paddle shift gear changes. Lightweight space frame chassis that is FIA compliant. Full road lighting. Electronically adjustable heated mirrors, and a fire extinguisher system.
But yeah, that's cool. I mean, my Beetle had a fire extinguisher in it as well, but for very different reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that, you know, as far as a secondary car goes, I think that's probably about as good.
Yeah, that's an
as
awesome two-car.
I thought it was a two-car garage, but yeah, when you see that,
I mean, to make it worthwhile, you'd have to use it like at least once every other week or something, or even once a week or something.
Well, even if it was like, you know, you wouldn't really want to do any racing in the wet with it, I can't imagine.
No, maybe not.
But
you'd have to live near
you'd have to. Well, you've got an estate car to tow it with plenty of power.
Yeah,
so
true,
you know, so I suppose you weigh us up then, because again, if you've got 100k to spend on two cars, you can afford a trailer for 800 quid. So, but that's not included. But yeah, my total was about £2,000 over the budget.
Okay. I mean, I think with my minusing all my optimism and in the pricing and haggling.
3,000. It was £2,940 over the budget, but I thought that was pretty good, seeing I did that in about 2 minutes before we started.
Preparation, yeah. So my final car, I mean, I don't know how to kind of gauge the similarities between our two garages, but
not very.
It's a 612 Scaglietti. I needed to scratch the Ferrari itch somehow. And this is the car that would need about 60 grand to maintain it.
Yes.
Because obviously it's a 5.7 front engine V12 Ferrari 4-door Grand Tourer. But this, again, daily driver. Take the kids to school up until they grow legs. You know, it's just an awesome.
You know how you're complaining about the mileage and economy of your car? Can't imagine
Yeah,
this
but-
game.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
No, to be
actually,
fair,
in fact, I don't. It's definitely going to be not. It's definitely going to be on par, if not worse. I wonder what the MPG is. Out of
big Ferrari engines, especially when you're putting your foot down, are renowned for being probably the thirstiest of all
11
the
to 13
supercars.
MPG apparently.
So yeah, when did you ever see the Top Gear bit when they put like a certain amount of fuel in all these different cars? So it was like in like a Lamborghini, Murcielago,
Yeah.
Ferrari. I can't remember. Maybe it's a 599 back then.
Yeah.
And in all these supercars basically. And I think the Ferrari went out first, and around the track it did like 8 mpgs on average. And then on whatever amount of fuel they put in.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember which one did the best. It might have been the Audi R8 with the V10.
I was looking at those for this list, but they're actually quite expensive.
Yeah, they're going up.
They've held their value.
Well,
a
yeah,
lot.
Mikey's one that he got by the time he's done with all the engine and stuff. He's saying that even his were like a crash cycle.
That was your mate who bought it, crashed. And
Yeah, it was new
the
engine
was out.
in it. Yeah, he got a new engine for however
Right.
much. But he's saying that all in, even with the crash cycle, he'd get somewhere between like 30 and 40 for that.
That's good.
Which is
what's his outlay like? About 25ish.
Oh, about 15.
Oh, really?
He bought the car for like
Oh,
12 grand, and the engine was like I think
Oh,
4.
but he's gonna have spent at least 5 or 6 grand plus in other bits and pieces.
Not really, because all the bits are just in
Surely.
boxes. Well, it was just a whole new engine.
Yeah, but
It was just a whole new engine, so all the hardware could be reused.
I think you're being far too optimistic with how.
No,
fixing
I
engine
saw him the
like
other day because all the hardware was there. So other than the odd bolt he might have had to go and get, but all the loom was there. Everything
Yeah.
else, like he had one issue. It was it had a really rough idle, and he was panicking, and he'd like taken it all apart again to do it. Do you know what was wrong with it? He didn't put the dipstick in, so it had like the air vacuum.
Oh, no.
So he was
Oh,
panicking
no.
for days trying to find where this air leak was coming from to cause it to hunt while it was
no.
idling. But since he's put that in, it runs like an absolute dream.
Awesome.
So yeah, and he was like, I think he was like about 15,500 in when I saw him last weekend.
Yeah.
Which I was like, for like a 4.2 litre V8, at the time supercar, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got the know-how and he's got the garage to keep it in and whatever else, so he's obviously in a good position to do it. Like we couldn't do that on my parents' driveway.
Yeah.
But the fact he can work on it in any weather, it's just been a winter project.
I would love to have a garage, like when I do eventually buy a house, to have a
It's-
2-post lift or
a
something.
game changer,
That'd be
wouldn't it?
awesome.
Because he doesn't have a 2-post. He's got one of it's on like little trolley wheels.
Oh, one
And
of those
then-
like hydraulic ones.
Yeah, and
Or air?
then they
Pneumatic
fold up,
ones?
and then it's I think it's hydraulic. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've not been to see him use it, but Andrew, his dad, bought it for him for Christmas. It was like
right.
it's like you
right.
slide it
Yeah.
under the car, so
Yeah.
it moves, and you can just prop it up on the side. Then
Yeah.
then you pull it down, and then you
I
just,
think
so you don't need to have a hole cut in your floor.
I
for it.
think they're called a quick jack. I'm not sure if that's a brand name or I think it might be a brand name, but a quick jack
But yeah, it is-
sounds like the same thing.
But yeah, just you throw it under, then it lifts the whole car up then
Yeah.
in one swift movement. Which
How
is,
much lift do you get?
I don't know, I've not seen it. But I think it's at least like waist level.
Yeah.
Be like up here.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be way up, but
No,
it, it's easy. It makes it life a bit easier than being
Yeah.
like hunched over on you.
Yeah.
You can at least bring out a stool and so on that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly usable. If you have an engine crane and stuff like that, then
Yes, exactly.
you can do everything. Then, can't you?
Yeah, it's like without cutting a big hole in your concrete floor and having to reinforce it and
Yeah.
so on. It's a much more.
My
cost
neighbour
effective
suggested the other day that we instead of buying a 2-post lift, we just dig a hole in the driveway.
way. Just
Well,
have
that's
a big
quite a good idea,
inspection
but,
fair.
But yeah, I think that brings us
That's a good
to
list.
the end of today's episode. We have skipped out car of the week,
But you got them there.
but those are our cars of the week. For lots of weeks to come, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, make sure you tune in 2 weeks' time for our usual ramblings and potentially a drive in the KNS in the supercar. Shut up.
I'm not going to talk.
I know. But yeah.
You should call it a money pit instead of a supercar.
Same thing.
Well, the supercars are money pits too. So they're basically the same thing.
You know that's what I mean when I say a supercar. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. It really helps us out. And I guess we'll just see you in the next one. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.
See you.